Do you have any tips or any advice for building professional relationships effectively and maintaining them long term? So any sort of networking advice?
Yeah. It's very much like dating. And I heard someone the other day, actually, during a networking thing, went up to a producer and said, I want to be a director. And she was like, have you directed anything before? And she was like, nope. And she was like, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? And he said, oh, directing big, giant movies. And she said, your expectation is up here and your experience is down here. She said, imagine we were dating and you've just proposed to me. She said, you have to date me first, and then we have to do about 2 or 3 years of living together before I'll marry you. And I thought that was a really good way of looking at it. It is very similar to dating. You can't be too much. As passionate as you are and as much as you want to work, you can't go up to people and demand that they hire you right there and then. It's just not going to happen. They don't know you from Adam, and I think that's what a lot of people, they get that excitement of, I'm opposite someone who can help me and help my career, and they go in guns blazing, and I've never seen that work. And when I first started, I did it once or twice, and I could feel that it was not going to work, that it was not a good strategy for creating long-term relationships, because that is what it is. It is about long-term relationships. It's not a matter of someone helping you out today or tomorrow. It might be a year or 2 years or maybe even 5 years before they pick up the phone and offer you work or offer you an opportunity. So it's keeping those connections alive. And I find one of the best ways of doing it is following people on social media, and that being your thing. If you two get on and you're having a nice conversation and you're aligned in terms of what the thing, you're aligned temperamentally, then you say, oh, can I follow you on social media? You follow them on social media, they follow you back, and then you interact with them. If they post that they're working on a new short film, you comment on it and you say brilliant, and you support people and you encourage them. And that's a great method for building a long-term relationship, because now when they're thinking, oh, who should I get to do cinematography for my new film? This person has always been supportive. This person knows the stuff that I do and is interacting and supporting me and liking all of my posts. I'll message them and see if they're free. And that's how I work with a lot of people, and that's how some of the connections that have paid off for me have happened. So I think that's a good strategy.
That's great, yeah. So in terms of actually finding new opportunities, do you have any strategies or advice for up-and-coming cinematographers, DPs, or someone who's not there yet, but long-term they want to be there? When I sort of speak to a lot of people, I'm still in close contact with people from my university who are currently doing the course, and a lot of people get very disheartened when they use Production Base, or Mandy, LinkedIn, Indeed. They send out like clockwork, say 10 applications every day for 2 weeks, and they hear nothing back. And I get it. It is very disheartening. Where have you found is the best source for finding new projects and opportunities?
I think because that's a question I ponder all the time. I'm constantly looking to see. I'm like, surely there's something somewhere that I haven't found yet. There's a website. Because I feel that as well. There is a lot of rejection. I think two things. I think you have to have a really good attitude in terms of, and I'm on my friend's case all the time about this when I have discussions, and they're saying, oh, it's this and it's the industry. A good attitude being that if you don't get the job, not to go, oh, it's just the industry, it's corrupt. Oh, someone whose brother probably got it. Oh, this bloody industry, because you can't control that. There's nothing you can do about that. That might be the case. There might be some nepotism, or someone they know. That might be true, but there's nothing you can do about that. Focus on the things what you can do. So whenever I lose a gig, I go back to my portfolio and I try to look at it critically and say, why did I lose out on this? What could I have done better? And often I think I should have written a stronger covering letter. So next time I'm going to write a stronger covering letter. Or I go, oh, to be fair, I don't actually have a lot of experience in shooting X. So I'm going to do more research. So next time I know and I'm more confident that I can say that I can shoot X. So I think a good attitude is one, and a willingness to grow and be better, and I mean the objective is to be the best, right? If you're losing out on gigs, it might be because there's someone better than you. So that's a clear indication that you need to work harder and you need to try harder. That's how I look at it. And I think that's a good attitude, because that's the only attitude which isn't poor me. You know, it's no, I'm gonna look at this positively. I got rejected from this. I'm gonna find out why I was rejected. I'm gonna work on making myself better. Then in terms of finding it, I think you've just got to reach out to people. You've got to find out what's being made and send them emails, and not get upset if they don't reply, because you have a right to email them because their email's online. You don't have a right to get a reply. They can reply to you if they want to or not. So not to get upset if people aren't replying to you, but nonetheless send out emails, but not just willy-nilly emails, copy and paste. Do your research on the individual, find out what they're shooting, and tell them how you can help and how you can benefit. How I got this gig on the feature film was I knew that this film was being shot, and I knew they were looking for cinematographers. So I researched the production company, I found the producer's name, I found her email address, and I wrote her an email and said that looking at your career, looking at what you've shot, looking at what you've done at the moment, I've got a lot of respect for you. I can see how you made budgets work, and I'm exactly the same. I don't see budgets, I see the movie and the project. So because we were creatively aligned on that, she replied to my email, I got an interview, and I got the gig. So going the extra mile, finding out what's being made, and going after those people who have said, I'm looking for this, or I'm an agency and we shoot this. This is the email to contact us. Do your research on the agency, find out what you like about their work, find out where you can fit and what you offer to them that can be beneficial. Because when I first started, a lot of my mentality was take. You know, I'm a cinematographer, I'm amazing, I can create this amazing stuff, you should hire me. And that's in the height, I mean, I was 18, right? But that was a really bad attitude. The attitude is not that. It's, this is how I can help you. I understand what you need, and I can fulfill these needs if you employ me. I think that's the right attitude.